Yes, sir.
All right, how y'all doing today? It is fantastic Tuesday, a lovely toxic Tuesday, and I'm here with my two favorite people. You got your boy B, aka if you ain't Gator, you Gator Bay, and you got my boy Telly Travis, Mister aka Who Loves You Baby, and today we are gonna have a conversation about the best college conference in the land. And I'm here to tell you right now that B thinks that the SEC is it, and I'm gonna tell him it's overrated. Mr. Telly seems to think it's the Big Ten. Crazy. So we're here today, and we gonna get into it. Um,
Let's go.
before we do that, please go to the Family Talk page, like, subscribe, and share. Come to the barbecue, man. Have a good time, and come hang out and watch us talk, man, because we finna get it. So without further ado, man, let's get into it.
Let's get
Mr.
into
Telly,
it.
man, honestly, man, I want to hear you first, man, because nonsense, man, about that Big Ten, and I'm just like, man, I gotta hear what Telly got to say. I gotta hear
Oh,
what he got to
well,
say.
I'm going to be saying what I've said since I was a kid. There's nothing like Big Ten football. And I'm going to tell you why. That conference is the baddest conference in the land because you never know. Like what Forrest Gump say, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
So tell us what we get.
You get shock and awe.
What we get?
You get surprises. That Big Ten championship, you never see the same two teams in that bad boy ever. You can say Ohio State, they may make it a couple of years straight, but then you looking at Wisconsin making, Northwestern making. Any given, let me just break it down for you.
Yeah, paint me a picture because I need to see this.
Let me
picture
paint you how rough this is.
Paint me
Nebraska. You know Nebraska is a great college football legacy.
Hold on. Before you go, Justin, we are not down with the disrespect. We are not down with the disrespect. If you have something to say, you need to bring it to Toxic Tuesdays. Well, I'm gonna let Jody address that one, but you ain't.
I'm gonna have to address that one, Justin.
But you ain't gonna talk trash about my Gators. You can proceed, tell me.
Nebraska, we know it's a storied football program. Big 12, how many countless Big 12 titles? One day Nebraska decided we're going to come to the Big Ten. Nebraska came to the Big Ten with the idea that they was going to run the Big Ten. We have not seen Nebraska in no Big Ten championship. They was getting whooped so bad, they want to leave the Big Ten.
Wasn't Frost supposed to change that program? Frost?
He was supposed to change it.
He's supposed to change that program, right?
Hey, it's the Big Ten, where Indiana will whoop up on you. And Nebraska found that out the hard way.
Oh, my goodness.
Like I tell you, that's what makes it the best. And we ain't going to go into the countless NFL superstars that they produce. We're going to say that for later. Now, I understand y'all say the SEC because you got Alabama. Who cares? Last time Alabama played the Big Ten team, they got stomped. Ohio State beat the crap out of them. That's why they failed to let the Big Ten into the playoffs. Soon as we get one loss, they want to X out the Big Ten because they don't want no more beatings.
Who is they?
Who is they?
The media, Alabama, whoever they is that put the playoffs in. Soon as we get one loss, that's it, one loss. And it could be in the conference finals. They want to X out the Big Ten, but they seem to keep Alabama in there. Try to keep them in there.
You can say the same thing for Ohio State.
No, they don't. They man, the last
Ohio
time,
State is always in the picture no matter what.
They in the picture, but how many playoffs have they been to? They trying to keep Ohio State out the playoffs because Ohio State is that road grading, man, diesel truck that don't nobody want to see. You know, they put Notre Dame in there. They don't never, ever.
Tell her, you
belong
believe what
in
you're
there.
saying right now?
Man, I see what I'm saying.
You believe in what you're saying?
I
right
believe it, and I see you see it every year. You see it.
now? Okay, so hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let's not think about Ohio State because that's y'all number one team in that.
Nah, I ain't gonna say they are number one, but they're a top team.
That's y'all number one team.
That's a top team.
You take Ohio State out of that conference. Who's y'all best team in that conference again?
Oh my God, you got Michigan.
Hold on. Me and Jody was talking about Michigan before you got on.
Okay.
And what we finna start calling Michigan, Jody?
We're gonna start calling Michigan. We're gonna start calling them the equivalent of Paul George in the playoff. We're gonna start calling them playoff Pete because they get to the playoffs and they get to the end of the season and don't show up. Okay, especially against Ohio State. All I'm saying,
exactly.
Ohio
State. You can call them playoff Pete. We got Northwestern. Northwestern went from trending up, killing. You see what they did past couple of years. You got Northwestern, Illinois on the way up. Illinois on the way up. Lovey turned that program around. They trending up.
Tell you about to make me take this hat off.
Man, you're going to have to take it off. Illinois is trending upward. You better watch them this year.
Thank you, Justin. Michigan is a question mark. And Amanda, yes, we all come dressed for the occasion. We know we look good in the screen. Iowa State road grading. Come on, man. Our teams, you look at our teams in the bowl game, they be kicking butt against them other conferences, man. I'll be like, man. Okay, so I pulled up a stat for y'all.
Pull one up.
You said that that the Big Ten is whooping up on all the conferences.
I say they be kicking butt, yes.
Okay, this is the stat I pulled up. And this is one of the reasons why the SEC is so dominant.
Okay.
Let's start with the ACC all time. 290 to 144 in 10. Winning record. Dominant.
Against who?
The ACC is SEC versus ACC.
Okay, that's you talking to this man down here. Okay.
Okay, I got the Big Ten right around the corner. Hold on.
Okay.
SEC versus Big Ten. 83 and 57 and 2. Dominance. Now I'm not going to mention the records, but to the other conferences because we have winning records over them conferences too. So here's my part of the debate, and this is why the SEC is better than any conference that college football can think of.
Okay.
One, consistency. Why are they so consistent, Brandon?
Right. Tell me
why are they so consistent? Out of the last 15 or 20 Heisman Award winners? 7 of those winners was SEC players. Okay. 2 of those award winners were ACC players. 3 of those award winners was Big Ten players. So Brandon, why is the SEC still dominant? Why are they still dominant, Brandon? You ain't told me enough. The last 20 national champions, 12 of those last 20 national champions.
The last SEC. 20 national champions?
Last 20. 12 was 20? The SEC champions. 4 of those was ACC, and the Big Ten coming in with 2. And we already know who those 2 was.
Wait a minute.
We already know who those 2
now
was.
The question is, are those BCS as well as playoffs, the last 20?
I ain't even count that. I just said the last 20.
No, we got to count that because the BCS was garbage. We know they could be manipulated.
You're right. The BCS was garbage.
So
the BCS and all of what they did in the BCS was terrible. I agree with that.
Thank you.
The BCS is garbage, right? The
BCS was garbage.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. First of all,
hold on.
But continue, Brandon.
I got one more stat. I got more stats for you. I just got one more stat that's very dear and near to my heart.
Here we go.
Out of the last 10 recruiting classes, who have been top-notch teams in those recruiting classes? 5 of those was SEC. 1 of those was ACC. 2 of those was Big Ten. So to conclude my early debate, the consistency and the most dominant we've been for 88 years, fellas.
Man, we should
Think about that. Think about that.
He said 88.
Hold on, but think about that.
Okay.
For 88 years. That's for all of our lifetime. For 88
we gonna throw
years.
in the Bear Bryant years. Okay, cool.
We have been just that dominant.
Okay. All right.
Jody, you can proceed.
Okay, so I like that. I like that, Brandon. I like the way you do things, right? You said you use a slick one. So let me tell you how I do this. Right? My analytic genius went back to the last 20 years. Okay. So we're gonna go all the way back to 2001, right? The when the Hurricanes beat the hell out of those Nebraska
and listen, the Hurricane team was amazing, by the way.
Yes, it was.
It's about 10 or 15 Hall of Famers on that team alone.
I sure appreciate you.
I do salute that team.
So, like I said, that beat the hell out of that Nebraska team. As a matter of fact, that was the year that quarterback won the Heisman Trophy when Ken Dorsey got robbed of a Heisman Trophy.
Ooh.
Miami. They showed up in Miami and they got monkey stuff. Okay, let's just say that monkey stuff. Right? We're gonna go back to 2001.
I got you.
We're gonna go back to 2001. You don't need to grab your laptop, buddy, because I brought my stats out. So I'm gonna read them off to you. Y'all ready? Matter of fact, look, I'm gonna do you one favor. We're gonna go all the way back to 2000. Let's just make it an even decade.
Hold on, before Justin. No talent wants to play in the Big Ten. They go there because all the talent and rich teams in the SEC and ACC are overloaded, and they will never get to play in those teams.
Okay.
Justin, I like you, brother.
Justin, I'm gonna say this. I agree with you because let's just throw this out here. We all know that the best football players come from the Sunshine State. So
what?
The Sunshine State. We all
come on now.
Okay, dog.
Come on now.
They get a demographic. There's a demographic on that.
They have to produce down south.
There's a demographic on that. Y'all have some talented players in Florida. I'll give them that. But Texas, Louisiana.
No, Texas number 2, Louisiana number 3.
Illinois, baby. Florida is in there too.
Florida's number 1.
You know, so that's not play. And as far as talent, as far as what Justin said, where J.J. Watt come from?
Oh, here you go.
Where T.J. Watt come from?
You get a good one every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
You get a good one every once in a while.
Tom Brady. Ty Law. Come on now.
You get a good one every once in a while.
Rocket Ishmael. My bad.
Don't make me
That's
start,
Notre Dame. But we ain't them Big Ten. Don't make me go down the line and hit you with the NFL greats from that Big Ten.
Yeah, let's all right.
I said greats. I ain't talking about people who won the high. I'm talking about people who made it and became superstars. And
we ain't talking about the NFL though. We're not talking.
I'm talking about college players that win. Okay. College that win.
But let Jody finish his argument. Go ahead, finish your argument, Jody.
Let me cook. So we're gonna go back to year 2000. Okay. So I need y'all to sit tight. Give me about 4 minutes, right?
I got you, brother. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Year 2000, we're going to name off national championships because, and me personally, I don't care about recruiting classes. You ain't going to sit here and win this debate about some decision a 16 or 17-year-old made trying to make his way to the NFL. I don't really care about that. Like, what do you trust the word of a 15 to 16-year-old? I come showing you some big shiny locker room and a couple of trophies. Yeah, I want to go to Alabama. But how many of those cats transfer? Anyway. That's neither here or there. So let's talk about the last 20 national championships, right? 2000, Oklahoma. 2001, my great Hurricanes. 2002, BS, Ohio State cheated Miami with a bad call. 2003. Let's get 2003. That's a little iffy. It's a split national championship between LSU and Southern California. Now that goes to your argument about the BCS being BS because I ain't never heard of a split.
They was terrible that year. Terrible.
All right. 2004. Let's look it up. Southern California with Reggie Bush. Right. 2005 was that iconic USC and Texas game, and Texas pulled it out. 2006 were the Gators. 2007 was the LSU. 2008 was the Gators again, right? Now, Brandon, I will give you this. Since you gave my Hurricanes some props, I will give your Gators some props. 2008 was honestly one of the best Florida teams I ever seen. When Tim Tebow, Harvin, Chris Rainey, with that offense and the way Urban Myers ran it, he literally just beat you down with speed. There was nothing you could really do about it.
I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that.
Tim Tebow was a great college quarterback, right? So
yes.
2008 Florida, 2009 Alabama, 2010 Auburn, 2011 Alabama, 2012 Alabama, 2013 them shitty behind Seminoles, Florida State, and crab legs. 2014 the Cockeyes, 2015 2016 Clemson, 2017 Alabama, 2018 Clemson again, 2019 LSU, 2020 Alabama. Now, let's do the percentage, right? Let's do the percentage. Let's say 20. 7 of those, let's get facts. 7 of those belong to Nick Saban, right? 7 of those belong to Nick Saban. So 20, 35. So let me understand this SEC bias, right? This SEC champ. So you mean to tell me 35% of the national championships that the SEC holds in the last 20 years are held by Nick Saban and Nick Saban alone, right? Now, let's talk about, I don't remember the year. Let's see, Alabama. What was it, 2000? Was it 2012? The 2012 national championship. The BCS, right? The BS conference. LSU played Alabama for a national championship. What kind of crap is that? 2 teams from the SEC playing a national championship? That seems like some biased crap, does it not? Does that not seem a little biased when 2 teams from the same?
That goes back to me saying when you don't want to see a whole bunch of trash teams playing in a national championship game,
really?
Well, you got to go and get your ducats.
Oh, okay. So having a team that didn't even win the SEC championship is the team that got to play for the national championship. And
I agree. Listen, I agree with you. The BCS was terrible. I couldn't stand on how they projected things or how they put. I couldn't stand it. I agree with you. But my side point to that is the BCS was. I agree with you. They favored the SEC. I agree with you.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
Favored the SEC.
But it happened though after the BCS when Alabama played Georgia for the national championship in the playoffs.
Well, we can't help that Georgia blew that halftime lead.
No. I'm just saying.
I said it too.
One of them didn't win the conference.
Playoffs.
Alabama didn't win their conference and still wound up in there. While Ohio State won their conference and they didn't put them in the playoffs.
That's some bias.
Think about that.
Right. And then let's talk about 2007 LSU. All right, so fellas, let me ask y'all a question. I want clear answers. In college football, you get 12 games. You get your conference championship, and now you get the playoffs. What are the odds? What are the chances, right? I want a percentage. The chances of a team going to the playoffs and or national championship with 1 loss. In the BCS era, you get 1 loss. What are your chances of going to the playoffs? I'd say about 60%.
I'll give you about 65%.
Okay, Mr. Telly, what about you?
I'll say 70.
So
75%.
A 70% chance.
That's fair.
A team loses a game. They lose 1 game and can still make it to the national championship in the BCS era, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me ask you a question. What about 2 games? You lose 2 games.
You lose two games in the BCS era. It's a 20% chance you get to the national championship.
It's a 20% chance. Somehow or other, LSU made it to the national championship with 2 losses that season.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
That's like some biased mess to me.
Hey, Jody did his homework. Jody did his homework.
That seemed pretty biased to me. How LSU get to the national championship with 2 losses and 1 in the regular season, right? So, and then let's even break it down even more, because you're right, Brandon. I did my homework. Tell me, you might have got the LeBron argument, but baby, college football is my zone, baby. I do this, right? So let's talk about the last 20 years of college football. Nick Saban, 35% of the national championships. He won 1 with LSU and 6 with Alabama, right? So let's talk about Saban and his national championships, okay? Now, let's think about that. So that is what? How many they got? Let me count them off for you. They got 1, 2. Oh, my phone keep timing out. We're gonna get it. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So in the last 12 seasons, okay, last 20 years, the SEC has 12 national championships, right? That seems pretty good. That seems like, damn, that's pretty good. That's a 60% chance in the last 20 seasons that the SEC is going to win, right?
Right.
So when you take that 60% and you say Nick Saban has what? So with that 60%,
7 of them.
7 of them. So you break that down, that seems like with Nick Saban has a 60% chance, 60% of those teams. Brandon, I'm not one for saying anything, but that seems like Alabama's carrying that SEC conference, don't you think?
Hold on 1 second, brother. Hold on.
National championships, right? And let's not talk about Urban Meyer with his 2 national championships in Florida, right? He got 2 national championships in Florida. So, right, I can't take him away, but let's argue for sakes, right? We had a debate, right? We're going to debate. So let's say you take away Urban Meyer's and Nick Saban's multiple championships. That's 9 national championships. Now, Urban Meyer is a great damn coach. Nick Saban is legendary, right? So you have 2 good coaches, right? And even Urban Meyer won a national championship with Ohio State a few years right after he left. So Urban Meyer is a great coach. Nick Saban is a net coach.
He swindled his way out. Let's say he swindled his way out of Florida. By the way, Mister, I want to become sick all of a sudden.
I got a heart condition. I can't coach no more.
Yeah, but
that was
ended up at So, I like Urban, but I still want to slap him for that moment.
So you got 9 national championships in the last 20 seasons that are because of 2 coaches, right? Now, let's even break it down even further, Mr. Brandon, since the SEC is so dominant. We're gonna talk about the split national championship. All right, let's talk about superstars, right? Because we all know, we can agree, right? This is a panel, I want your opinion. We all agree that one quarterback can change a team in college football, can they not?
I agree to that.
Yeah.
I agree to that.
Right?
Yeah.
Those guys came in and made an immediate impact, right? So,
hey, hold on 1 second. Hey, Jimbo sending me personal messages talking, so you better read my post and put them up. So before you keep going, let me just say, Jimmy wants to say Mr. Jody 305 came prepared this time.
Well, I so did.
And he said the historians won't get him again. I'm assuming he's talking about me and Telly. He says, Jody, you the GOAT. No, I'm supposed to be your brother, dog. You know.
So let Jimmy, thank you.
That's because he a Hurricane fan. That's all that is. Go ahead, proceed. Carry on.
Let's talk about quarterbacks, right? Let's do that, right? So now, mind you, we keep in the statistic of these 12 national championships at the SEC. One of them belonged to Mr. Tim Tebow. Like I said, I think Tim Tebow was a crappy pro quarterback, but arguably one of the greatest college quarterbacks to get in that position and play the way he played with his heart. He played with his emotion. He left nothing on the field. Tim Tebow played his ass off that entire season. Tim Tebow willed his way to a national championship, and Urban Myers and that offensive system did a great job by putting a great system in for Tim Tebow to play that rugby style of football that they played. Because there's a couple of games, especially
give my dog his flowers. Give my dog his flowers.
Give Tim Tebow his credit. That game they played against Alabama and they won. That was ugly. That was nasty. It was muddy. But the way they did that game, they pulled it out the mud, and I give them every single bit of props for that. Right. So that's one national championship for Mr. Tim Tebow. Let's go up to 2009.
He got 2 now. He got 2. He got 2. Don't side him now.
The 2016 was Chris Leak, but Tim Tebow was a freshman.
He's a freshman.
And he partially played. 2006 was Chris Leak. That team was just a well put together team. That's when they had that no-fly zone. They had that great defensive backfield.
That defense was amazing back in 2006.
I give that. They had that great defense. So 2006 was more of a team effort, but that's another conversation for another day. Let's go up to 2019. Let's go to Mr. Joe Burrow and that LSU offense.
Joe Burrow literally.
LSU as a defense sucked. They
was terrible.
But that offense was phenomenal. And Joe Burrow was dropping dimes. I'm talking about, it was almost like I swear to God, I seen Joe Burrow throw a ball one time and did a Steph Curry on us while Jefferson caught that touchdown.
I skip that. No, so let's go to Joe Burrow.
Justin Jefferson, Jabbar Chase.
Yeah,
he had some dogs. He had some
that
dogs.
wide receiver core was amazing, and that offense did exactly what they were supposed to do and won a national championship, right? So Joe Burrow, Tim Tebow, and now let's go down to that 2010 Auburn team. One of the most physically gifted quarterbacks that ever entered the NFL.
How did I know this was going to come?
Cameron Jarrell Newton. Now,
how did I know this is going to come?
You can't tell me that Mr. Cameron Jarrell Newton was not the head front for that team at Auburn to win a national championship. Now, I say this. Even when they played Oregon in the national championship, they only won by 3. And the only reason why they even won that game is because Oregon linebackers just couldn't tackle Cam Newton. Because literally, it got to a point where it was 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and 3, and the Auburn offense didn't even break stride. It wasn't even a look at the coach. They just lined Cam Newton up in the shotgun position, and he just ducked forward and got the first down every time. That last drive, Cam Newton had 2 fourth-down conversions by simply running up the gut, which got them the game-winning field goal and won them the national championship. It's not like they won with a big spread, right? So I say all that to say this.
I need to hear what you got to say.
You really talk about it, right? Is LSU really dominant, or does every once in a while a team besides Alabama have a good season? Because in all honesty, I'm looking at this, dog, and if you take away Alabama, Joe Burrow, Cam Newton, and Tim Tebow, bro, you're left with 2 national championships here. So besides great quarterbacks and Nick Saban, it ain't really much. Now, you want to go to my other factor. Right? Because I
thought came to win.
I'm a cook. I'm here to cook, right?
I feel you.
I'm letting you cook. Go ahead and cook, Jody. I'm letting you cook.
Supposed to be in 4 minutes, but go ahead, man.
Hey, I'm here to cook.
Go ahead. Say all you gotta say.
I'm here to cook, right? That's what we're here to do.
That's what you're here to do.
Let's talk about the records in the SEC. Since the SEC is so dominant, let's talk about last year's record. Mississippi State 3-7, Arkansas 3-7, Ole Miss 4-5, LSU 5-5, Auburn 6-4. Texas A&M, one of the prominent teams last year, 8-1. Alabama 10-0.
That's because Jimbo doing his thing. Jimbo Fisher doing his thing.
That's right. Vanderbilt 0-9, South Carolina 2-8, Tennessee 3-7, University of Kentucky 4-6, Missouri 5-5, Georgia and Florida both 7-8-2. So it seems to me, out of 14 teams, only 4 of them played worth a damn last year. Only 4 of them played.
You only talking about 1 year? That's what we doing.
Wait, there's more. So let's go back to 2019 when they had a full season, right? Let's talk about Arkansas 2-10, Ole Miss 4-8, Mississippi State 6-7, Texas A&M 8-5, Auburn 9-4, Alabama 11-2, LSU 15-0, right? So they had a little more better teams with a fuller season. But the consensus is this: the only teams that are worth a blood nickel are Georgia, Florida, LSU, Alabama, and sometimes Auburn. Texas A&M is very iffy. So how can you be a dominant conference when you have teams that don't even make it past? And I'm gonna throw a random fact: Vanderbilt's been in place since 1950 and only had 4 seasons. That don't seem very dominant to me. It seems like the SEC, you SEC jock riders, are riding Big Daddy Alabama all the way to the promised land. That's what you're doing. Okay, I'm here to tell you right now, it's over with. Brandon, the SEC is overrated. Just call it what do you say? Ain't nothing bigger than the group.
Listen.
They're not coming. They're coming to see me, Alabama. Ain't nobody coming to see you, boy.
Listen to me. Listen, I like how this whole dynamic and the narrative got switched to individual teams. I like how you did that. I like how you switched it to making it, because we started out this debate with just 3 different conferences, but you just broke down a bunch of teams in the SEC. After I gave you facts on how dominant we've been for 88 years. So I like how you slid that in. I like how you slid that in.
So 88 years. I got something for the last 20 years.
So, but let me interject with you
Okay.
trying to divide us up a little bit here. Let's just interject. And this is a state proven fact, and everybody know I'm a Gator fan. But if you can't beat Nick Saban, okay, if you can't beat those two Florida teams, 2006 and 8, if you can't beat those teams, if you can't beat that Auburn team with Cam Newton, not even talking about the rest of the SEC. If you can't beat those three particular teams, I don't care if Alabama's been carrying the SEC. Because if that's the case, that means nobody in college football could beat Alabama. Is that what you're saying?
Obviously not. It's just hard to beat Alabama. But
I mean,
that doesn't say because Alabama's in the SEC. I feel like we all know, let's be real. If Nick Saban was to go to any other college, especially a college, let's say this, right? Let's say hypothetically speaking. If Nick Saban didn't do that bullshit crap that he did at Miami, right? How he left Miami in the middle of the
he did the Dolphins wrong, boy.
He did the Dolphins wrong. Let's say
Still looking for him for that one. That's my team. If I ever catch up to him, boy, Alabama gonna find a new coach.
Hey, you and every other Dolphin fan, okay? You and every other Dolphin fan. So let's say Nick Saban hadn't pissed his way out of Miami. Let's say he would have went to the University of Miami and coached. Would you be saying the same thing about the ACC of Miami, University of Miami?
Well, that's a loaded question. But that's a loaded question because you got to look at how Alabama is recruiting. You know what I'm saying? They're a recruiting juggernaut.
That's because of Nick Saban. He has a consistent staff of coaches that recruit.
That and that's absolutely true. So, but you're saying if he goes to Miami, it's going to be the same outcome as it went in Alabama? That's what you're saying?
If Nick Saban was to go to Miami, right? All Nick Saban needs is a Power 5 school and one that has a name for football. We ain't talking
What's up, Nick?
So let's say he can go to Miami. He can do the same thing at Florida State. He can do the same thing at Michigan.
I don't know about
he
that.
can do the same thing at Notre Dame. Nick Saban is just going to recruit because he's just that good of a recruiter. Nick Saban will lose coaches.
Wait a minute. Did he do it at Michigan State? Because Nick Saban came from Michigan State.
He did.
He's a Big Ten guy.
He had a few coaching jobs, right? But
but Michigan State, that's Big Ten. He didn't turn them into a juggernaut.
But he wasn't that good. He wasn't the same Nick Saban that he was when he got there.
He's the same Nick Saban.
He was not the same Nick Saban.
He's the same Nick Saban. Let me tell you, see, I can't stand it no more. I've been quiet long enough.
Go ahead.
Cook him, Tally.
Y'all falling for the illusion of Nick Saban. Let me tell you something.
No, look at that. Hold on. He got 7 of them now.
No, he got 7 of them. I'm not going to take 7. I can't take that. He got a little crystal ball, whatever, football, whatever the BCS. He got them.
Okay.
But look closely, and you will see. Look at Alabama's schedule. They talk about this every year. You get to the playoffs because towards the end of the year, you playing team like Mountain Rutgers, S&M, and all them other teams.
I agree to
Their
that.
schedule is weak as God knows what.
I agree to that.
They don't play outside of LSU. And do they even play Florida ever? And Auburn.
Look, they
play LSU, Auburn. Them like the only 2 toughest teams that they will play on their schedule.
Bruh, like I said,
so this whole Alabama, he got a recruiting juggernaut. His recruiting classes are made of legends. You know, because kids want to go to the winter. Alabama get you to the NFL.
I'm about to say they get you to the NFL, yeah.
Right, that's like a gateway.
Yeah.
Clemson now has become a recruiting juggernaut as well. And they never used to be.
I love Dabo.
They never used to be. But now with the winning, they've become one. They've become one. But they do the same thing with their schedule. They play a bunch of weak teams.
The thing is, I agree with you to that, right? They play teams, but I've seen something that Alabama and Clemson, and so does Florida and Florida State do it. Every year, they save one trash team right before their biggest rivals. So I've seen Florida and Florida State rest up a bunch of players right before they play each other. I've seen Auburn and Alabama play trash teams before they play each other, so that way they can have that week of rest. And honestly, I've even seen them put like weaker teams. Like I seen Alabama play Vanderbilt and then like some trash nobody team, and I'm just like you got 2 weeks of rest. Like you're starting playing for 2 weeks.
They play some Division III or NAIA team, bruh, and y'all count that. That's garbage. But when you look at the Big Ten, their schedule is stacked. Look at the top 25. Count how many Big Ten teams in the top 25.
Talk
now.
Talk.
I think it's about 6.
That don't mean nothing. Hell,
that's 6. That's half the conference, guy.
Bruh,
that tells you that right now. It goes to what you say. It goes to what you said earlier with Alabama and LSU, Florida, and Auburn. Alabama carrying the division. How you gonna be the best conference when you only got 4 teams?
But here we go talking about. No,
I'm just saying. Teams. No, I'm just saying. Overall, if it's overall.
If I say I'm the best conference, you would have a lot. Your teams would be a lot better, right? And let's be honest. I've seen, and I was gonna look up the bowl schedules, right? And I was looking up some of these bowl games, and honestly, these bowl games were a little bit trash. I'm like, are they giving the SEC these bowl games? Remember that year? Remember when LSU won the national championship? And no, what was it? It was Ohio State, Michigan. Alabama didn't make it to the national championship, and that broke hearts for some reason because they lost it at the conference championship. So they didn't get to make the national championship because they lost the conference championship, and they were 11-2. And we knew Alabama was way better than 11-2. They slipped up on 2 games.
They slipped up on one.
Who they played in a bowl game? They played
Boise State.
They played a freaking 9-3 Michigan team in the Orange Bowl. It was like, oh, so the committee just gonna give Alabama a BCS win because we all knew Michigan was trash. We knew they were trash.
That goes back to that BCS terrible committee on the BCS.
Boise State in a bowl game.
They could have, but I know the game I watched was against
and lost.
Alabama played against Michigan.
No, it wasn't Boise State. It was Johnny Football and Company.
Oh. So,
yeah.
So all I'm saying is there's a lot of trash teams in that conference.
Exactly.
And those 4 teams that carry that conference every single year on a consistent basis, they get to whoop up on a lot of those trash teams. They don't get to play a lot of those. They don't get to play a lot of quality teams because there isn't a lot of quality in college football. Contrary to what people want to believe, okay, college football has honestly been narrowed down to like 12 schools now.
Yep.
Only 12 schools. They only give a damn about 12 schools.
Yep.
And this is why, and I agree to that. And this is why I think they want to talk about expanding this playoff because y'all are absolutely right. Even when the playoff started, we got at least 2 to 3 SEC teams in the playoffs.
Which is trash.
Which is trash because they're being biased. It's like if you want a complete shot at the college playoff system, if you don't win your freaking conference, you are not going to the playoffs. Simple as
bingo.
That. Simple as
but
that.
They let Alabama go.
If Alabama slip up and have a bad
because Nick Saban cried. Nick Saban cried and begged. He did. You can see the interview. He cried. And it was funny because but it was funny because the previous year, before that, they was talking about letting somebody in that didn't win the conference. And Nick Saban was on camera saying, well, if you don't win your conference, you shouldn't be allowed to go in the playoff because he was scared. He was scared. And then the following year, he don't win the conference, and he was like, oh, well, we the best team still, even though we got 1 loss and we didn't win the conference, we should still be allowed to cry.
Everybody was crying.
Everybody wasn't
that year. Everybody. Dan Mullen was crying this past year about the
They need to expand the playoff because I would have loved to see UCF go against them people because they was undefeated. UCF
on stomped in, you know it.
Now listen. UCF that year that Frost was the coach of UCF, that year they went undefeated. This is where I really do agree with y'all. When you have an undefeated team and they don't have no chance of even getting a good bowl game and don't have a chance to play in a national championship, this is why we need to have a bigger playoff than just a 14 playoff, because they were strictly robbed of being at least potentially playing in a national championship game when they were undefeated. I think that got to be 3 seasons ago, in 2016, 2017.
It was, and then they did play a top. They played a Power 5 team and beat them too.
And beat them. That's what I'm saying. They had that undefeated season.
Who was that they played? I think it was Florida.
No, they played.
Yeah, they beat us. No, was it LSU? I got to look it up.
You got to look it up because they beat them.
They beat LSU. That was the year LSU. Remember LSU beat Bama, and that was when Bama had that one loss and Nick Saban was crying. So they beat LSU that year, it
was LSU. Yeah, you're right.
LSU beat Bama, and they talking about they're the national championships because they beat the team that beat the national championships that year. They were talking about the national championships. Now, if you want to talk about side note, teams like UCF, teams like Boise State, I'm sick of this shit. You want to get the respect? Move your ass to a Power 5 conference. Boise, Idaho. You ain't nothing for you to get in the Big Ten, homeboy. You tripping?
No, Boise is over there.
Oh,
Boise is on the west.
Oh,
they would have to do like Pac-12 or
hop in the Pac-12.
Something like that.
Hop in the Pac-12. Hop in the Pac-12 then. SEC got 14 teams. The ACC got 14 teams. We can put 2 more teams in the Pac-12. Stop playing. You want a title? Get in the major conference. Stop playing.
I mean, that you can say that, but they don't want no Big Ten. Maryland and Rutgers found that out. They starting to actually come along. Now they understand it. When you're in that Big Ten, you got to be tough. See, Alabama is built like a Big Ten team. They not really finesse. Alabama pounds you. But Alabama be an average team in the Big Ten.
Whoa.
Because every team pounds you.
Right. Against who? Against who?
Against who, Tally?
Against who?
Iowa State.
Iowa State? Iowa State is not in the Big Ten. Iowa State is not in the Big Ten, by the way. Nebraska learned their lesson. They getting scruffed every year. Y'all outside. They outsiders. They came.
Michigan
they thought they was going.
Alabama.
Man, Michigan can beat Alabama. Get in that Big Ten. Indiana will give Alabama flux. Big Ten is not soft.
Michigan couldn't hold Florida.
Come on, man. Don't even talk. They couldn't hold Florida.
Michigan couldn't hold Florida.
Whatever. Florida don't want none of that either. Florida don't want none of that either. Man, Florida don't want none of that either. I wish I could take Florida. I wish I can. I ain't gonna say Miami. That's my team. I love Miami. I wish I could take Florida, Alabama, stick them in there, and watch. Neither one of them will win a conference title.
Look,
you killing me, Taylor.
I'm not killing. I'm telling you the truth.
You killing me, Taylor.
Every year is somebody different.
And get whooped.
Man, Florida State ain't been right since Bobby Bowden retired.
Well, Florida State ain't been right since Jimbo Fisher said I quit.
So since Bobby Bowden left, which by the way, Coach Bowden is fighting a terminal illness.
Yes, many prayers.
Man, many prayers to him, man.
Coach Bowden, man.
Coach Bowden, prayers to the family, man.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
Florida.
All right, back to it.
Florida played Michigan, and Florida went down there and whooped them. And
I can't deny that. That's just once.
Who I gotta call? I'm like, look, Miami. If we get a 9-win season, we go 9-3, right? We can play Michigan in the Orange Bowl, and we whoop their ass too. This is like every other team because Michigan can't.
What?
Michigan get whooped.
Listen, man.
They get whooped in a bowl game, and they get whooped by Ohio State.
Bro, they are the definition of a regular season team. Down the stretch, Michigan is terrible.
Look, dude, I don't know what went wrong or what's going wrong up there in Michigan.
Y'all know what's going on. Harbaugh's what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know if Jimmy Jam gonna turn that around or he gonna figure it out.
I don't think so.
But to speak to it, but it's not 4 teams carrying that conference. That's all I'm saying. That's just one team.
It's it's like 3 teams carrying that conference.
There's more than 3 teams. I told you that conference is any given year.
Michigan
Any given year.
Michigan is off a hype.
Off a hype.
Because Jim Harbaugh and Michigan, and they're one of the first teams to be signed by Jordan. Michigan is carrying that part off a hype.
Man, look.
They ain't carrying it because of football.
We talking about football in Michigan is, don't worry about that. We'll see that this year. This the turnaround.
The turnaround for what?
This the turnaround.
The Purdue Boilermakers? Is that your champ?
That ain't our champ. Purdue is a good team. Purdue is a good team.
No, they're not.
Who came from Purdue? Who came from Purdue? What quarterback came from Purdue?
You better not say Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, that's right.
You better not say Drew
Big
Brees.
10.
So
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Drew was a stud in college.
Thank
He was a stud. I was just making jokes, ladies and gentlemen.
You already know what quarterback came from Michigan. We don't have to mention his name.
Well, yes, we do, because we need to give that man his roses. And I know Jody ain't gonna like this, but Tom Brady.
That's right.
GOAT.
The GOAT. Big
Tom
10
Brady.
QB.
That's about the only thing I like about the Big Ten is that the GOAT was produced at Michigan.
I tell you what, then if we doing that,
Hold on. What running back came from Ohio State that stomped Alabama in the national championship? Man with the cutoff shirt showing them abs.
We're not going to talk about Ezekiel Elliott. No, we're not going to talk about
Elliott. We ain't going to say no more.
If that's the case,
Sean Springs. I can go down the list of college greats from the Big Ten. Alabama just not getting greats.
What are you talking about? No. You know about them Alabama receivers. Julio?
That's one. Name another one. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's 2.
He all right.
Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle has a chance to add 2. But
don't forget about Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram, the running back. Yeah.
He's a Heisman Award winner.
Yeah.
Don't forget about who else we missing. Who else we missing?
Eric Henry.
AJ McCarron.
AJ K. Yeah. Who?
He was great.
Man, AJ was okay. Yeah. I like that. AJ was okay. I think if AJ, let me tell you something. I think if AJ had the proper preparation in Cincinnati, he could have took them all the way, a little bit deeper. I think that because I watched AJ. He didn't have the proper preparation in Cincinnati because it's Cincinnati.
I thought that joker played well.
If you needed a middle linebacker, right? If you needed a middle linebacker in the early 2000s, boy, I tell you, boy, it's somebody special that came out of ACC, Mr. Ray Lewis. That man was.
Of course, he came from the U.
All hail Ray Lewis.
That was Ray Lewis, Jonathan Vilma. Come on, dog.
Ed Reed.
R.I.P. to the other one, Mr. Sean Taylor.
Yeah, Sean Taylor. Devin Hester. Dude, Devin Hester. That's all I gotta say. Mm-hmm. That Michael Irvin. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Then he passed some dirty. Come on, Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, Greg Olsen, Kellen Winslow II. Dude, I can't go on.
Tell him. Let's not forget Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Right, The Rock. Warren Sapp. I can go on and on.
A-Rod,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Them teams, Miami stay loaded until the controversy. And then they,
Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy as hell. Now these niggas getting paid. Ain't that something?
Right.
Like, ain't this something? Somebody need to let that Davenport dude out of jail. Shit. Yeah.
And I'm just saying, I can't speak against Miami. They're my boy.
But I'm gonna speak.
I love them. Other teams I can. Because when you look at the ACC, you got the Hurricanes. Who else you got?
Clemson.
You got Clemson. Who else you got?
You know what? You got North Carolina right now.
North Carolina is coming up.
Stop playing.
They coming up.
In basketball, always. In football,
but
every once in a while they produce a gem. Like, what was it? 3 years ago, they went undefeated, went to the championship game, lost. That was the only loss.
They kind of crack under pressure too.
you know, but they produce a couple of nice players in Robert Quinn, Julius Peppers.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to find out anybody else. Mitchell Trubisky, just got to put that out there because he's the most famous quarterback from North Carolina. Not for been doing anything
That's a
great, but just for the infamous draft of 2017 when he was in there with Clemson's Deshaun Watson, Texas Tech's Patrick Mahomes, and the Bears decided to trade up one space to.
Listen,
I ain't even talking about that.
I'm about to say, it feel like you're a little hostile about that.
Man,
a little bit. You're a little hostile about that.
Hey,
I feel some tension from that.
Ain't no worse than the Redskins trading away like 3 first-round picks just to get old boy Robert Griffin. Was it Robert Griffin?
Yeah, it was RG. But see,
RG3?
RG3 was on his way till he got hurt. He was on his way.
RG3 was on his way.
He won Rookie of the Year, got them to the playoffs. If he doesn't get hurt, the Redskins actually kill in that trade.
Yeah.
But injuries are a part of the game.
That is it. So
but he didn't come from one of these 3 conferences. RG3 conference was what? What was his conference?
Big 12 at the time. He went.
It was Big 12. Once again, back to the ACC though. You only named 2 teams.
I named 3. North Carolina.
North Carolina.
They're just now up and coming now.
Name another one.
Virginia Tech. Every once in a every
man, dude.
He only said that because of
Michael Vick. Now,
that's all he said.
That year Vick was in Virginia Tech was electrifying. That was the best Virginia Tech team that they would ever have because they took Florida State toe to toe. And because of Vic, that I could watch that team all year. Very impressive. His brother was a head case. Marcus, he goes to show you that
Joker was terrible.
Man,
Joker was terrible.
But Virginia Tech, they trying to come back. They trying to come back. They trying. But that conference don't have really any teams in it that's powerful, but a couple.
Well, what? Florida.
Huh?
Florida.
What'd you say?
That other team, not the Gators, that other.
Florida State?
Oh.
The Seminoles?
I don't want to talk about Florida State.
They ain't been right since Bowden left.
No, they ain't been right. They're not. Jimbo got them a national championship. Now.
Jimbo
got them a national championship. They did win one under Jameis Winston, but since Jimbo said I quit and went over there to A&M,
Jimbo seen the writing on the wall. Jimbo
was
like, this about to go down ship.
Exactly.
I'm good.
Man, honestly, a few coaches see the writing on the wall.
Let me also shout out, while we talking about Florida State, I will say one good thing that I absolutely love coming out of Florida State was our guy, Peter Ward.
Peter Ward. Now, that was a talented cat in college.
Listen, since we talk about Mr. Peter Ward.
But more than...
Small thing that I got told a while ago, right? Somebody asked me, said something about Peter Ward. Now, personally, I don't know the gentleman. I never met the dude, right? But they asked me, you know what I'm saying, like, this thing about Peter Ward. And I relatively said, I kind of don't give a damn about Peter Ward. And they asked me why. I said, well, let's go to starters. Peter Ward went to Southeast. I graduated from Manatee.
Go Canes, go.
Go Canes, go. Peter Ward went to Florida State. I'm a huge Miami Hurricane fan. So there alone, what I'm rooting Peter Ward for. I mean, I ain't wishing no success in Florida State. You out there smoking my team? Like, hell no. I don't care. I don't care. I was like,
but it's cool that he came from our area, though. Stokes.
Cool.
He's from Bradenton. He's from Bradenton. He represent 941. That's why I had to pull his name out. We from that area. He's a beast.
Yeah, always.
He was a beast.
Peter
Ward.
Peter Ward would have had a hell of a better career if he didn't go to the Bengals.
No,
I think so.
No,
he was put in a bad situation.
No, he wasn't, man.
They treated Peter Ward like he was 6'5" and 250 pounds.
Dude,
They treated him like he was.
why
LeBron.
didn't tell me this? Why did Lavernius Coles have a better career? And Lavernius Coles got kicked off that Florida State team because he was with Peter Warwick.
They put him in the slide. They put him
He went to the Jets. Anytime, that's a bad situation. No matter how much they improve, it's the Jets. That's a bad situation. They ain't been right since Joe Namath guarantee, and that's the last time Alabama had a good quarterback. Joe Namath.
Brandon, I see you got Batman in the background.
He just popped up out of nowhere. He just
y'all see my little soldier right here.
Yeah.
What's up?
Say hey to the live.
I'm just saying, man. Cincinnati, you say a bad situation, but Ocho Cinco was there. TJ Husmanzada was there. Cincinnati is no longer the bad situation of the NFL. That would be the Jets still, the Lions.
When Peter Warwick got there to the Cincinnati Bengals, you know you in a bad situation when you like the 3rd or 4th pick in the draft and you a wide receiver. You knew they was finna work that boy like a horse. How you returning kickoffs, punts, and playing wide receiver?
They put him in. He's in a bad situation.
That's anybody. If you the 4th pick for any team, they finna work
his injuries start piling up, and of course, with the pressure of him being the face of the franchise at that time, that was too much. With injuries piling up, and he's trying to come back too soon. There's been multiple times he tried to come back too soon. They just like Cleveland put all that bull on LeBron James when he got there, and LeBron did his thing. I'm not trying to knock him, but they did that to Peter Ward when he got to the Bengals.
But they do that to every upper first round pick. Like,
but nowadays,
look at Cleveland. Cleveland was in a bad situation.
But nowadays they're giving.
And you know they put Baker in there.
They're giving these.
Now they're not in a bad situation.
But they brought Baker in, right, and gave him.
They brought Baker in.
But what they also did was put weapons.
Which he was an SEC quarterback, by the way.
No, Baker Mayfield was from the.
My bad, Big 12, Oklahoma.
Big 12.
Oklahoma about to go to the SEC.
They about to come see what that thing feel like. That's what's about to happen.
You mean they about to come see what Alabama feel like? Because I don't think Oklahoma is like, oh no, we gotta play Vanderbilt. Or what do we have to play Ole Miss? Oh no, we gotta play Mississippi State. I've never heard anybody say, hey man, we got a tough game today against Mississippi State. Never heard anybody say, damn. They
gotta see LSU. They gotta see
Florida. Mississippi State.
They gotta see Georgia.
And Mississippi State, the home of Eli Manning.
No, I thought no. Yeah, that is a home.
Yeah,
but he played at Ole Miss though.
No,
either way, Ole Miss. My bad, Dak Prescott.
Mississippi State. Eli played at Ole Miss.
Eli played at Ole Miss.
All I'm saying is this, right?
He beat the GOAT twice.
Get out of here now! Don't do that to me.
Hey, he did.
One of those are for fluke.
Man, both of them was flukes, but I'm just saying.
Hey, both of them was fluke.
Fluke catches.
I don't even like the GOAT, but both of them was flukes.
But anyway,
both wins off of flukes.
Anyway, let's get back to the SEC. If you look at it, it is literally Alabama, and then every once in a while, somebody else. So like Alabama, Florida, LSU. Those are the only teams that win multiple national championships in the last 20 years. Like I said, and you have Auburn in there once. So you literally only have LSU, Auburn, Alabama, and Florida. You have 4 teams out of that 14-team conference that actually won a national championship in the last 20 years, but you have 14 other teams in the damn conference. Brandon, that doesn't say dominance. That just says those 4 teams are good.
What did I say on my early arguments?
What's up?
I got the stats.
I got the
stats.
Right.
I don't care what you talk about these individuals.
But Brandon, you got the 88 years of stats. Man, you talking
you.
about you going back before they allow black people to play college football.
Hey, and I'm still repping the SEC.
Yeah, Bear Bryant.
Yes.
I mean,
at this point, Brandon, it's like 88 years, and Florida still only got 3 national championships. I had to get 2 of them with Urban Myers. How many years you had with Steve Spurrier and only got 1? Ew, that ain't what's up.
Now you ain't finna disrespect Steve.
Man, Steve disrespected himself. Steve went to the NFL, got bounced out of that. Nick Saban got bounced out of there. Man, who else? Bobby Petrino got bounced out of there.
Urban Meyer finna get bounced out of there.
I don't know. Urban might actually be decent.
All I'm saying is, you want to talk about it, right? Wasn't it not a legendary Jimmy Smith that won multiple national championships in Miami and then turned around and won multiple Super Bowls with the Dallas Cowboys?
I don't know who Jimmy Smith is, but I know who Jimmy Johnson is.
Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson won multiple national championships with college and
I give you that.
But see, I would have said he the only coach, but Barry Switzer piggybacked his Dallas team, so Barry Switzer is the other one.
I give you that.
Well, Pete Carroll won one at USC and then won one in Seattle too.
But see, Pete Carroll left the NFL to go to college and come back to the NFL. Yeah, so he was already an NFL coach.
Yeah, but he was booted out though.
Yeah, well.
The first go out, he was booted out.
He was in a bad situation, he coached the Jets. That's a bad situation.
That's a bad situation.
And the Patriots back then.
Yeah, he's head coach of the Patriots. Yeah,
that's a bad situation back then.
Brent, you got all the stats. All I'm saying, in the last 20 years, it's been heavy one team, and in the last 20 years, we've seen college football go from an expansion of 125 teams. That are condensed of we really only give a damn about 12. Hell, maybe even 10. Literally, nobody cares. It's a popularity show.
It truly is, and Alabama is ahead of it because it's been a couple of times Alabama shouldn't even play for a national championship.
Honestly, every year, it is like Michigan is always in some type of way, shape, or form in the talk of one of the better teams in the college.
Because they are.
But they're not.
But they are.
Tell you they are terrible.
And you keep saying Michigan. That's just one. It's called the Big Ten, but we loaded with 12.
It's called the Big Ten.
We loaded with 12 or 14. We have more than Michigan and Ohio State. I'm telling you.
It's Ohio State.
Dude, look at the top 25. And you're going to see Big Ten teams littered all up and down that bad. That's what makes it the best conference. We got some thumpers.
Okay, so we just said the people who do the rankings, they're full of mess. So
I said rankings. Now, I ain't say picking the playoffs. And the rankings are on point. You can't argue with the rankings. But they don't give the props to the undefeated teams like, for example, Alabama be ranked number 1. Cool. They always preseason, number 1, whatever. Then they get their loss. How far do they tumble? They don't tumble. They tumble to 3. They'll be number 1 and tumble to 3. They still in the mix.
That just comes to show you that we need to get some different people in the committee office. That's all that is.
Exactly, because they keep them in the mix. Because if Ohio State was 1 and they lost, they tumble to 7. Like, dude.
Every single year, Ohio State seems to take some kind of stupid behind loss, some random team.
It's not a fluke behind loss. It's the Big Ten. They take a loss in the Big Ten. Because that's a bad conference. Ain't no easy wins in that bad boy.
Ohio State loses some random behind game against.
They don't do that. They lose to the Big Ten team.
Right.
We strangle people. It's a fight. Dude, it's a back alley brawl. When you see I challenge you to watch Big Ten play this year, and you're gonna be like, that boy was right.
We watching all the college football because this ain't gonna be the last.
No, I'm just saying, pay close attention to that Big Team when they play conference. You're gonna be like, he ain't lying. They scrap every team. They scrap each other. Like, man, when Justin Fields played Indiana, he was in a dog fight. That boy was in a dog fight.
It's easy to be in a dog fight with no other dogs.
Shoot, Indiana. Come on, man.
You keep
Ohio
saying
State.
Indiana.
Indiana,
I don't know why you
dog.
keep saying Indiana.
Because-
This ain't basketball.
Exactly. And in football, people dog fight Indiana.
Oh my goodness.
What about when they play Purdue? That look like a pit bull and a chihuahua to fight.
Man, come on now.
He said pitbull and
It's
chihuahua.
just pit bull and chihuahua. It's the same. It's the same thing every single year. You can argue.
But you say
with
Purdue.
Ohio State. The Big 12. The Big 10 has trash teams, and Ohio State goes out there. And
Okay, which trash teams though? You can only name 3.
Oh my God! Oh, Big 10 conference. Let me see. Let me look at these.
Dude, you got.
I'm looking at the top. I'm looking at the top 25 right now. Indiana is number 12. AP.
Thank
AP
you.
Top, they is number 12.
That's 1.
They is number 12. They do got North. They got Northwestern in there.
2.
What else they got? Let me see. They got Ohio State number 2.
3.
They got Iowa at 16.
4.
That's all I see. That's 14.
14.
Let me go back through it. Hold on, that's 14.
Let's go back through it. 4. Wisconsin not up in there?
No, I didn't see Wisconsin. Yeah, it's just those 4.
Okay, Wisconsin will be in there. Don't worry.
All right, let's look at the records, right?
Right. Where's ACC teams?
Hold on, let's look at the Big 10. And I'm gonna go back to 2019 because that way it's a fair chance, it's a fair shot because that's before COVID. This season was short. 2019, Northwestern was 3-9. Nebraska was 5-7. Purdue was 4-8. Illinois was 6-7. The only teams that did good that year were Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio State, and Penn State.
And Michigan.
And Michigan's trash. They're regular season champs.
It doesn't matter. They did good.
What do you mean it does matter? Because at the end
Did you say Indiana?
No, because that year Indiana was 8-5.
Who else? See, that's most of the conference had good records. Most of the conference. You name 4 teams with sub 500 records. Everybody else was 500 or above.
I named 6
Oh, well, you named 6.
subpar records.
So the majority of the teams help carry the conference.
But
To your argument.
But what happens when they get to the playoffs?
Man, now we got to change the narrative. His argument was carrying the conference. Now is what happened when they got to the bowl game. What's going to be next? What's going to happen after what they do in the off season? We're going to keep pushing the line back, man.
Hey, what they have for breakfast?
Right. I see. We're going to keep pushing the line back.
Look,
But Brandon just named 4 teams this year in the top 25 from the Big 10. How many ACC teams in the top 25?
Probably just 2, 3.
Let's see.
I
got it right here.
I'm going to say Miami.
Brandon got it right here. He got it right there. How many?
North Carolina. I'm going to say 3. Miami, Clemson, and North Carolina. I'm
going to say Clemson for sure.
Okay, so we got Clemson. We got North Carolina. I see Miami.
That's it.
I think that would be it.
Okay, and how many SEC teams? So we're going to say Alabama, LSU, Georgia.
Alabama, Texas A&M.
Okay, that's a surprise. Georgia, Florida. That's 4.
Are we counting Texas and Oklahoma yet?
Not yet. They Big 12.
Okay, they still Big 12. So that's 4. And that's it.
That's 3.
Oh, that's 3?
Did you say LSU?
No, LSU ain't in the top 25.
You got 3.
LSU had a 5-5 season last year.
We got 3. ACC 3, SEC 3, Big 10 4.
But we all know who's gonna be there at the end. Let's be
4.
Right.
It's more than 3.
We know who's gonna be there at the end, and that's Big Daddy Alabama. with the SEC on his
You hope.
as usual.
You hope.
I ain't never seen. Listen, Brandon, I ain't never seen. And since it's Toxic Tuesday, I want to shout out somebody for Toxic Tuesday. Boy,
Shout 'em out.
I ain't never seen a bigger dick rider for the SEC as a Florida fan than Mr. One Gene Williams. Boy, that boy rider SEC. Hell, I'm talking about, how you a Florida fan and you out here riding for Alabama? No damn sense.
Hey man, shout out to Gene, though. Shout out to Gene.
I ain't never seen a group of people who ride one team so hard. Like literally, Alabama will whoop your ass, and then at the end of the season, you out there like, yeah, go Bama. I was like, what the hell? But what?
That's conference love.
Tell me.
Hey, shout out to Gene, though.
This is how you know. This is the only I don't mess with college football fans. You ain't a real college football fan. I hate when cats be looking at me. Well, you don't like no other team in Florida? Hell no. Hell no. I'm telling you, if Florida State was playing the aliens from Independence Day, and if Florida State won, we get to live. I'ma die happy knowing that Florida State lost their last ever football game. Okay, that's how much I hate Florida State. I ain't got
You
no
and me
love.
both.
I ain't got no love for the Gators.
Ain't no love. Ain't no love.
I ain't got no love
man.
for anybody else. You know what? I can say this. I do like the fact that Clemson wins the national championship because what it does is it trickles down players to Miami. Because if you can't get into Alabama and Clemson already full, and you want to play in the ACC, or you know what I'm saying? What else you trickle down to? You start to trickle down. Come on down to South Florida, baby. We ain't got nothing but palm trees and good times down here. And in Florida, and down here in South Florida, you get an interception, you get away a turnover chain. You know, you these bad boys right here.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Well, listen, because I think we ran up our time.
We did.
But listen, this is final arguments for everybody. Like I stated earlier, and I'm sticking to what I stay by. My mama raised me, if you're going to say it, if you're going to do it, you stick by what you say and what you do.
That's
Whether
right.
you're wrong or right. I'm going to stick by it. I gave y'all the evidence. Okay. I gave y'all the stats. I gave you the dominance. Now, Jody tried to trickle me up and just put the dominance on one team. He kind of had me stand still for a little bit, but I'm still sticking. I'm still sticking with what I said at the beginning of this show. The dominance of the SEC will still reign superior. We all know at the end of the season, at least an SEC team is going to be in the national championship game.
My statistics show is a 60% per chance to be Alabama. What else?
Yeah. What you said is I'm not arguing it. I'm not the 60% chance. That's a very good chance with all these teams in college football. It's a very good chance. But SEC will still reign superior over the ACC as long as Clemson still trying to hold them up. Because Clemson's really holding up the ACC right now.
They really are. So, Brandon, let me ask you this question. Boy, what y'all gonna do when Nick Saban finally call it quits? What y'all
who gonna do? The SEC?
The SEC job. What y'all gonna do?
If not Clemson, if Alabama and Nick Saban call it quits in Alabama, we're gonna do what anybody else or any opportunist would do. Slide on in there to number one.
I feel you.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna slide in there on number one.
Well, my final argument is the same argument I had. When you have one team that is responsible for 60% of your success, that don't seem like a group effort. It's 14 other ones. It's 14 of y'all, and one person is responsible for 60% of your success. That's not group effort. That's not a group effort at all, man. And then you have out of 14 teams, you got 5 teams that are consistently trash, and I mean less than below average. Like I said, Vanderbilt has had 4 winning seasons in the last 60 years. That don't sound very competitive to me. Matter of fact, their best season, I think, has been like 9 wins in 60 years. That's not very competitive. But hey, if you want to ride that SEC train, then you ride that Nick Saban train. But we're gonna calling it. We're gonna stop calling it an SEC dominance. We're gonna say Nick Saban dominance, and you sprinkle a little maybe Florida, LSU in there somewhere. Just throwing that out. Maybe Florida, LSU.
Jesus Christ. Telly, what's your final thoughts, man?
Final thoughts. Can't argue with mathematics. 4 Big Ten teams in the top 25, 3 SEC, 3 ACC. 4 is more than 3. That's all.
He said that's all.
That's right. Big Daddy Ohio State carrying that.
Exactly. Ohio State carrying that conference as well.
No, buddy. 6 teams. He didn't say it. 6 teams.
Since we showing off trinkets, Brandon got on his Gator.
But you know what? I look forward to the season, and at the end of it all, who gonna be standing? That's it.
Right. I got my Miami hat. I had to.
I told you I can't root against the Canes.
I can't.
I look forward to seeing Notre Dame in Miami.
Yeah.
Catholics versus convicts. Look forward to seeing that one. Because, Notre Dame is our adoptive Big Ten team.
Basically.
Basically.
I tell you what, before we go, Brad, I got the best sports trinket of all. I got you.
You got the what?
I got the best sports memorabilia of all. I got you beat.
Huh.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm ready for this. You see that?
Listen.
Hey, first
Listen.
of all, I say shout out to that boy Amp Beezy Customs, okay? Because he did a miraculous job. You see these right here?
Listen, we're not gonna talk about that on air. I'll tell you something after off air because I don't want to put nobody's business out there like that. But you hold on. If y'all want to give me about 20 seconds, give me about 20 seconds. If you pulling out shoes, don't do that to me.
I want to see him. I want to see him.
Now you
got customs. You got customs now.
Hold on.
And like I said, I'll tell you after the show about my situation right now. But you got customs, but I got something too now. Give me 1 second.
Hey, take your time. I want to see these. Mr. Who
both pairs.
Mr. Who? Hey.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
May not be college, but I got.
Okay, he got. That boy said he repping his Chicago. Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
There, ain't they? Why are they?
In the basement somewhere.
My Dolphins?
Huh?
My Dolphins? Dang.
Well, I like them Bear shoes though.
Yeah.
What, the Adidas?
No. I don't know, man. They my Chicago joints.
That's all
and
right.
I got a pair of Miami Dolphin ones.
Nah.
Yeah. I'm trying to find them now. They was up here. They trying to have them look for them.
It's on your. I scroll through the Facebook page and
Yeah, they on the Facebook.
So what's up, Telly? Who you got in your playoff prediction?
You want to see the dog? They going to find them for you.
Who you got in your college football playoff prediction?
Man, listen.
Here we go. Oh, y'all
I'm
talking
gonna
about
say
prediction?
Georgia.
Them the Jays?
Come on, brother.
That boy pulled out the J.
Come on, brother.
Oh, them the Gator ones.
Yeah, come on, brother. Hold on.
Oh, he got.
Hold on.
Oh, he got 2 pairs.
Hold on, they getting those.
I'm telling you now.
He got 2 pairs.
Like I said, all the memorabilia in my house right now
That
and
boy-
on my car.
You a bad.
I'm in love, brother.
You a bad man.
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Oh,
Tell going to find his shoes. I thought I was gonna come up here and flex for a little bit. Like, yeah, I bet they got those shoes. I was wrong.
Speedy.
Listen to me now.
I was wrong.
Listen to me now.
Hey,
And I ain't even showed you what else in the arsenal.
Why you holding back?
I don't want to put all my business out there like that. You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? I don't want to put all my business.
At this point, I'm pretty sure someone in his will is to sprinkle his ashes in the dam at the 50-yard line.
Hey, listen, Jimmy was trying to warn y'all. Jimmy know I'm a shoehead. I got more, Jimmy. I got more. I ain't got a closet full of them for nothing.
Okay.
I got more. So,
give me 1 second.
Let's get that telly, then we can close after that. Let's get that telly.
Yeah, I got one. You know, I put stuff up. You know,
I feel you, telly.
Wait, don't tell you gator shoe.
Hmm?
But they'll clean though.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I just finished wearing these the other day.
Oh, you wore it? You wear those?
I just finished wearing these the other day.
Oh, I like those.
Yes, sir. I try to hold the Jordans. I try to keep them in the box.
Whoa. Who's this?
Jimmy, you want a pair? Come shopping, brother. I got you. You know I got you.
Nah, Jim, don't do Jimmy like that. You know he don't represent the floor.
Go on, man. I got a closet full of them, and I got a big shoe rack full of them.
Big shoe rack. Where you get those from?
I bet Brandon would have got a COVID shot if he had gator colors.
What'd you say?
I said, I bet you would have got a COVID shot if it was gator colors.
Yeah, right. Now it's about the only thing I ain't supporting. You dig what I'm saying? That's about the only thing I ain't supporting.
See, I got a picture right here.
Okay, I see the dolphin kicks.
Yeah.
Get down on them, Telly. I see.
Yeah. My dolphin joints.
Go ahead, Telly.
Get down on them, Telly. I
Told
see.
you, man. I'll be styling and go with my dolphin jersey, custom dolphin jersey with my name on the back.
Okay.
What's the name? You got like 80 nicknames. What's the name on the back?
Not just my name. T Jackson, just T Jackson.
Okay.
With my number. Then they go right next to my Tom Brady Bucks.
Okay, I see you, my brother.
And my Eddie Jackson Bears.
Who loves you? That's the name on the back.
Oh, that's gonna be the next one. Who loves you?
Who loves you, baby? But let's go ahead and close out, fellas, man. I want to shout out. I want to shout out the final round.
Yes. Thursdays.
Final round Thursdays. I think y'all got a show this Thursday, don't you?
I believe we do. Because we got upcoming.
The road to undisputed.
Yeah, so the road to undisputed.
So y'all tune in to the final round on Thursdays. Of course, y'all hit us up on the family cookout on Saturdays. And of course, we got Toxic Tuesdays on Thursdays. Tuesdays, I'm sorry. But hey man, this was fun debating with my brothers here, man. It's always good. We get into it a lot about stuff like this, and we just want to bring y'all to the attention on how we see it from our point of view. So shout out to Family Talk and everything we got going on. We appreciate you. Like Jody said earlier, if y'all don't do nothing but like, subscribe, and share, that's all we ask for. We appreciate all the love. If y'all got anything to say, man, y'all let them know. Let them know.
Dolphin love there, Amanda. South Beach.
South Beach, baby.
All right, man. Well, y'all have a good night. We're going to holler at y'all. We'll see y'all on Thursday on the final round. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. And we love y'all, man. We out of here.
All right, man. Have a good night.